Hi, Bob. With the Canada-US-Mexico agreement now in force, what will this mean for the Canadian beef industry, rural communities, and our economy?
The Canadian Cattlemen's Association applauds yesterday's entry into force of the new North American Free Trade Agreement and looks forward to the continued growth from the benefits of free trade. For 3 decades, the cattle and beef producers in Mexico, Canada, and the United States have competed and prospered under the trade framework of NAFTA. Under the new NAFTA, Canada's beef producers will continue to enjoy the benefits of duty-free trade and market-driven demands for beef, live cattle, and genetics. In the face of the economic hardships of COVID-19, it is timely and welcome that the new CUSMA enters into force, providing the continuation of economic stability for our rural communities, food systems, and the broader North American economy.
What is the status of the CFA campaign? How can producers get involved?
The campaign launched last week with focus in the following cities: Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal. Our message to Canadians is by strategically investing in the Canadian agriculture sector, our government can help our farms stay viable so that they can continue to provide Canadians with affordable, nutritious food. Beef producers can help by taking a moment to visit the Food for Thought website and sending a letter to their MP. On behalf of the Canadian, and in particular the Alberta cattle industries, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Rich Smith for his many years of dedication and service to the industry. He is a wealth of knowledge, and I'm sure his services will be sought after from time to time. Thanks, Rich.
This is Brian Perillat with CanFax here to provide your cattle market update. It's June the 30th, and for starters, certainly over the last 2 to 3 weeks, some positive news at the processing plants as they've been able to get processing rates near pre-COVID levels, and with some Saturday shifts in 2 out of the last 3 weeks, we've actually seen fed cattle slaughter in Canada slightly above a year ago. So very positive to see that recovery. That said, the backlog of cattle remains. We've been very slow. It'll take a lot of time to work through that backlog, but at least we're not creating a larger backlog. That said, fed cattle prices have been under pressure the last 2 to 3 weeks. Wholesale beef prices had skyrocketed due to the production issues, but now it's fallen to slightly below a year ago. Fed cattle prices continue to see the pressure due to that backlog. That said, this week we're seeing some stability. Fed cattle prices around the mid 120s, maybe a little bit higher. Certainly producers looking at the set-aside program, and hopefully that brings some more equilibrium and stability to the fed cattle market. That said, feedlots continue to see fairly large losses on their fed cattle. The cull cow market remains actually quite strong. Cows around the mid 80s, which is about level with a year ago. In Eastern Canada, cows are actually above a year ago, and their fed cattle prices remain at a slight premium to Alberta. On the calf and feeder market, we're actually seeing prices above a year ago. Certainly good grass conditions supporting any of the lighter weight cattle that can go to grass. When we're seeing 6-weight steers in the 210 to 220 range, certainly some optimism there for those cattle. Heavier feeders been under a little bit of pressure with some of the losses at the feedlot level, but certainly they're remaining near year-ago levels. So that's the market update for this week.
Hello, I'm Rich Smith, and today is my last day as the Executive Director of Alberta Beef Producers. On June 30th, the first phase of the Canada-Alberta Fed Cattle Feed Cost Offset Initiative ended. This component of the initiative provides payments of $2 per head per day to producers for cattle that were held back from processing during the period from May 1st to June 30th. On June 29th, the first bids were accepted for the second phase of the initiative, the Fed Cattle Set-Aside Program. This component uses a bid process where producers submit bids with the number of eligible animals they are willing to set aside for 63 days, 9 weeks, and the amount per animal per day, up to $2 for setting aside the cattle. There must be at least 40 head of cattle in a lot, and the average net weight of a lot must be 1,400 pounds for steers and 1,300 pounds for heifers. To participate in the bid process, producers will need to have an Agriculture Financial Services Corporation, AFSC, ID number and an AFSC Connect account. For each week that the program operates, bids will be accepted between Monday and Wednesday of that week. On Thursdays, An industry government advisory committee will determine the number of cattle to be set aside that week and whether there should be bids accepted in the following week. These decisions will be based on an assessment of the number of backlog cattle waiting for processing. Producers who submit bids will be informed on Fridays whether their bids are accepted or rejected. The Canadian and Alberta governments have allocated $42 million for the Fed Cattle Feed Cost Offset Initiative, and the bid component will continue until all the funds have been distributed, the need to set aside cattle no longer exists, or the initiative reaches its end date of March 31st, 2021. Producers can find more information about the initiative on the AFSC website by calling the AFSC Client Service Center or visiting an AFSC branch office.
Hi all, Allana Minchau here with the Canadian Beef Industry Conference. Due to the shifting environment, CBIC has decided to switch it up this year and offer a free virtual conference from August 11th to 13th. Our theme this year is Rising to the Challenge, as 2020 has challenged us all in more ways than one. We have some exciting keynote speakers lined up, including Professor David Hughes, better known as Dr. Food around the world. He will bring us his energetic take on the developments in the global food industry. We also have Amanda Radke, a South Dakota rancher and beef advocate, who will bring us more of the North American perspective. We have many more sessions and panels lined up that you'll have to stay tuned to find out more. This year, the conference is free thanks to our presenting sponsor, McDonald's, and our other generous sponsors and board. Registration opens July 10th, so stay tuned to our website at CanadianBeefIndustryConference.com or give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to stay up to date on all the latest news. Hope you can make it out.